We met over the internet. I'm not going to tell you what website it was, but suffice to say it was a very popular one. It started innocently enough. We would chat about mutual interests, TV shows, books, etc. But after a couple of weeks, our talks became more erotic. I promise I'll spare you the details. The point is, I had never been involved in an internet relationship before, and it was exciting. It was the mystery of the whole thing that intrigued me. We had never seen a picture of each other, never heard each other's voices. For the first time in my life, it was a woman's personality that had been the thing that enticed me. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not some chauvinist or anything. I've had many wonderful relationships with women in the past, but let's be honest. I would never have dreamed of courting a girl unless I was physically attracted to her first. HoneyBee 89 was different. The thing was, I already had a girlfriend. Her name was Melissa, and we'd been together for 2 years. She was really good to me and certainly didn't deserve a boyfriend who had become emotionally involved with someone else behind her back, but I just couldn't help myself. Things had become stagnant between us. We almost never made love, and I was craving sexual attention. HoneyBee 89 filled that void in me, and it didn't feel so wrong because there was no physical contact. Sometimes we'd even chat online while Melissa and I were in the same room. I know it sounds sick, but I sort of got off on it. I suppose the extra element of danger helped to add more excitement to the affair, and like I told you before, it was exciting. It's impossible to describe the feelings that would swim through me whenever I turned on my computer and I saw I had a message from HoneyBee 89. It was a Friday night when everything happened. Melissa was supposed to come over so that we could watch a movie, which usually meant her falling asleep on my couch halfway through while I chatted with HoneyBee. We had agreed to meet at 8 o'clock, but come 9, she still hadn't shown up. I began to get worried. I may have been involved with another woman, but I still cared deeply for Melissa. She wasn't answering my calls or texts. It was right about then that the alert went off my computer, signaling I had an instant message. It was HoneyBee 89.
What are you doing?
Nothing. What about you?
Thinking about you.
HoneyBee's message pushed Melissa's absence to the back of my mind. Oh yeah? What about me? I'd be lying to you if I didn't admit I was hoping to hear something sexy in return.
Thinking about what you look like.
I was a bit taken aback. In all of our chats, the topic of my physical appearance had never arisen. HoneyBee knew how old I was, even the city I lived in, but not once had she ever shown an ounce of interest in the way I looked. Like, do you want me to describe myself?
Send a selfie.
You first.
Okay.
A couple of minutes passed before I received a message in my inbox with a JPEG attached. I downloaded the file and nearly swallowed the gum I was chewing when I saw the picture. It was a close-up shot of a woman's bottom. The camera's flash had made it kinda hard to tell the exact skin color, and I couldn't really see anything else in the shot. But I knew a female rump when I see one. HoneyBee 89 messaged me back.
You like?
Oh yeah. But what about a face pic?
You first, and I'll send one next.
I grabbed my phone off the table and ran to the bathroom. I wasn't sure exactly what I was supposed to do. I never sent a woman a selfie before. I racked my brain trying to think of what kind of picture to take. Should I smile? Try to look disinterested? How much skin should I show? Finally, I decided to whip my shirt off, snap a pic, and upload it before I chickened out. I emailed HoneyBee 89 the photo and waited for her response.
Hot.
Okay, your turn. You gotta send me one.
Okay.
30 minutes passed, and I still hadn't heard back from her. I started getting self-conscious. Maybe my pic had scared her off? Finally, after what felt like forever, my email alert sounded. There was another email with a pic JPEG attached. I opened it, preparing myself for disappointment, but instead, I was met with puzzlement. It was a picture of a woman's foot. Part of a woman's foot, to be precise. The image was an extreme close-up and only showed a section of what I think was an ankle. I was about to message HoneyBee89 when I received another email with a pic attached. This time, it was a close-up of a belly button. At first, I thought that HoneyBee89 was messing with me, but then more pics started rolling in. A knee, an elbow, the side of a neck. I began feeling a little uncomfortable, especially when the next pic came in. It was a shoulder. At the top of it was a small brown mole. One that I recognized. Melissa had a mole in the exact same place on her shoulder. I started to panic. Had I become a victim of an elaborate hoax perpetrated by my girlfriend? Why would she do such a thing to me? Unfortunately, that fear was put to rest as soon as the next pic appeared in my inbox. I say unfortunately because when I opened it, I'd have given anything to be a victim of a hoax. It was Melissa's face. But something wasn't right. Her mouth hung open, her skin was pale, and her eyes looked lifeless. Another picture came in from a slightly wider angle, purple fingerprints wrapped around her throat like a necklace. Someone had choked her. I cried out in the darkness of my living room, overwhelmed with terror. A couple of hours prior, we were texting each other, making plans to watch Ferris Bueller on Netflix. Now my monitor was displaying an image of her strangled corpse. I checked my inbox again. 2 more pictures had come in. The first one was an even wider shot. Melissa had been stripped completely naked while lying on some dingy floor. It looked like it could have been a warehouse, but I couldn't tell you for sure. The other email from HoneyBee in my inbox was titled Face Pic. I clicked on the link to download the JPEG. If she was really crazy enough to send me a picture of her face after confessing to killing my girlfriend, then I was going to take it straight to the police. I opened the file and lost control of my bladder not more than a few seconds later. I was looking at a face, all right, but not one I'd ever want to see in person. Aside from a few raspberry red splotches here and there, the skin was snow white. A few wispy strands of gray hair hung down from the top of what I can only assume was HoneyBee89's head. Besides that, she was practically bald. A tiny upturned nose sat abnormally high on the face between 2 enormous coal-like eyes. Her thin lips stretched far too wide, revealing a grotesque, gummy grin. The absence of teeth was the part I found the most revolting. Although the strings of saliva dribbling from these horrible lips made me sick to my stomach, HoneyBee89's brow protruded outward over her eyes like a Neanderthal's. I can't be sure because of the angle the picture was taken at, but I don't believe that there were ears on the side of her head. Her neck stretched unnaturally long, easily twice the length of a normal person's, and crooked sharply off to the left. I sat at my computer, heart pounding in my chest when I got another instant message.
So, wanna hook up? I'm really close to your place right now.